This time, I would like to call on Victoria Louisi for the valedictorian address.
Before I begin, I'd like to say a few thank yous. I'd like to thank all the school administrators and officials for helping everything run as smoothly as possible. I'd like to thank my family and all the families here to support us. I'd like to thank our teachers, because as much as we may have complained about our classes, at the end of the day, I think we all appreciate the time you put into helping us learn. I want to thank the band. It's not as easy as one would think to blow air through tubes of metal or wood, or hit things in rhythm to create beautiful sounds. And I know how much pomp and circumstance punishes the face, so I just want to say that I really appreciate everything you do. And finally, I'd like to thank the class of 2013. Thank you for 4 interesting years. I'm not going to act like we're all best friends forever, but we're still a group of people that got thrown together. And despite all the run-of-the-mill high school dramas and misfortunes, true friendships have been formed. And I'm not lying or even sugarcoating when I say that we are a remarkable group of human beings, each with something unique to offer. Human beings. How often do you look at someone, friend, acquaintance, or enemy, and think, that is a collection of dancing particles. That is a skeleton. That is an actual miraculous human person. And I may have no idea what is happening in that person's brain, but at least I know they have a brain and a consciousness and a point of view. Probably almost never. It's not a very comfortable way to think of other people. Your brain has to deal with a lot of stuff all the time, and it takes much less energy to assign a few neat adjectives to each of the people with whom you interact and leave it at that. Super quiet. But you can't do that to yourself, can you? Can you describe yourself in 3 neat adjectives? I know I can't. Maybe you can describe yourself in 1 word at a certain stage of your life, or even a certain part of your day. Today I am creative. Now I am cynical. Yesterday I was kind. But you can't put yourself in a box because you are so many things, all at once. It takes a lot more concentration and makes everything much more uncertain when you recognize that the same undefinable variety that exists in you exists in everyone else too. But if everyone thought like this, it would make for a much more compassionate world. I'm not here to tell you what to do or how to think. This isn't a sermon. It's a valediction. It's a farewell. And before we all say goodbye, I want to leave you with something, just a suggestion. If you'll humor me for just a minute, we've reached the audience participation part of my speech. Don't worry, it's an experiment, it's individual, and everyone can participate. If you choose not to do so, please try to remain silent and not disturb the people around you. I want you all to close your eyes. Please don't giggle, please don't talk to the people around you. Just close your eyes and trust that those around you are doing the same. No one is making fun of you, and you're not making fun of anyone else. Now, I want you, without discussion, to think of a person you've never thought of as a person before. Think of someone you can't stand, someone who annoys you, someone you think is shallow, or someone you've written off as not worth it. Keep your eyes closed. Don't ask anyone who they're thinking of. Just focus on your person. Now, I want you, without opening your eyes, without laughing, to think of your person falling asleep. Think of them alone in a darkened room, eyes closed, breathing slowly. Imagine them in that last moment before the dark blue thrum of sleep, that last relinquishing of the self, that last shedding of all the cares and pretensions and masks we wear when we are awake and around other people. Imagine them wrapped in the warmth of simplicity. Imagine them drifting to a sleep deeper than dreams, safe from all that they fear, because they do fear, just as much as you. Imagine everything stripped away, the way they talk, the way they act. There is only breathing, the swelling and falling back of their lungs, the warm, low bumping of their heart. There is only a resting body, finally authentic, made from the same flesh and bones that make up your body, just as tired, just as ready for sleep, There is only quiet. There is only peace. Don't talk. Open your eyes. I have no idea if that worked. I have no idea if you can think of that person any differently. No idea if that offered a new perspective on the inherent personhood, even of people we hate, or if it was just sort of pointless and a waste of your time. I hope not. But my point here is that people are both more simple and more complicated than any of us usually care to imagine. We all find ourselves harmless, empty slates just before sleep, and there is a world inside every person that is just as unique and diverse as the world inside you, even in the people you least expect, even in someone you see as a random nobody or a popular kid you think is shallow or self-centered. I believe in all of us. I believe in people perhaps to the point of being utterly naive, but I know that each and every member of this class is important. I don't care if you're graduating with the lowest passing GPA possible. I don't care if you're not artistic or athletic. I don't care if you or anybody or everybody else thinks you're ugly or dumb or unremarkable in every way. You are remarkable. You have a thing that you do that no one else can do because they are not you. Even if you think it's not important, even if it's not a marketable skill, even if you write stories about flying pigs or drive race cars or do anything you think the world isn't interested in, do the thing. Do you. I think sometimes we're all too hung up on material success, on letting our accomplishments define our identities, rather than let our identities speak for themselves. Sometimes we look down on people for trying too hard, as if someone putting their all into achieving a goal they see as important is bad. And sometimes we look down on people for not pursuing conventional success, for not going to college, for working minimum wage jobs, as if working at McDonald's makes you less of a person. Do you like chicken McNuggets? Because I do. I love them. I respect people who sell me chicken McNuggets. And I respect them just as much as I respect the heart surgeon who will save my life when my arteries are clogged from eating too many McNuggets. And even though I'm a pacifist, I still respect both of those kinds of people just as much as I respect people who have the courage to join the military to protect our country when diplomacy fails, so I can have the freedom to continue to eat my chicken McNuggets in America. So let's celebrate us all. Let's recognize the potential for awesome in every member of the class of 2013. Let's celebrate our humanity, our differences, as well as the fundamental things we share, the carbon and the heartbeat and the need to breathe. Let's celebrate our futures. Let's celebrate hoping and becoming and breaking down the barriers that separate us. Let's go change the world. Let's go be human.